Hey, my name is Barb Herrera, and this is Health at Any Cost. And I have my hat on, but it's actually not as sunny as I expected it would be out here. If you don't know who I am, hey, I'm glad you're here. And in April of 2022, I weighed 405 pounds, couldn't walk for about 10 years without a walker, without an electric wheelchair. And now I am walking easily. I walked the other day 9 miles. Today, I just looked at it a minute ago. Today, it's been about, I think I'm at 4 miles so far, and I'm getting ready to head off again. I've got to go to the store and get some stuff. So, because the sun, and I have no hair, and it's not because of the cancer at the moment, I just have terrible hair. And I couldn't tell you if it's fallen out from Manjaro. Couldn't tell you. So yeah, so 4 years ago, 405. Today I weigh 129, but my typical steady is at 125. So I've lost 280 pounds, and all of my comorbidities, my diabetes, my heart failure, all of that is all infinitely better or gone. But that's not why I'm here for this second. So I wanted to talk to y'all because the other day I told you about going into surgery October 2nd to have some cancer removed. And I got really good news yesterday from the dermatologist. Last week I had 3 different places that were biopsied: under here, my calf, and under my breast. And those came back negative. They were benign. So I don't have to have surgery on those next week on October 2nd. I'm so happy. So that means that only this part, let me see if I can get close enough for you to be able to see. I don't know. I still don't know how to get you all to be able to see what I've got here. I'll have to get somebody to take a picture. But from here to back here is where I'm going to be cut. And they're going to do a skin graft to cover it up, to patch it up because it's so big. So when I talked to I had to ask where the graft was going to come from, and they said probably the thigh. And I wrote back and I said, "Oh, that's so awesome." I said, "Don't skimp. Take all the skin you want. just pile it on there." And they just laughed. They thought it was hilarious. And then the other place is here on my neck. You could probably see that. It was done in July, right there. It was done in July, but they didn't get it all, so I have to have that repeated as well. So only 2 places, and they're up here, which means I get to walk after the surgery. That is always that's my first question every time I come out of surgery. And this is my 4th surgery this year. I had one in March, April, July, and now we're going to do it in October. And then I've had 4 other surgeries as well. And every time since I've been on the GLP-1s, I'm on Manjaro. I'm in maintenance at 15 milligrams. No desire to go off, no desire to spread it out, anything like that. Staying on 15 as long as I don't lose weight with the cancer. I have 2 cancers, not just the malignant melanoma, but also something called CLL, SLL. It's a type of lymphoma. And I'll put a link down in the description to let you know. Anyway, so I'm just so happy that I can walk post-op. I'm just so happy. It's always my first question. When can I walk? And the last surgery that I had, it was actually pretty extensive, not just here, but I had a lymph node removed in July as well. And they said I needed to just rest for about 2 to 3 weeks. They actually said it might take 4 to 6. 2 days post-op, I walked 1.5 miles. And then 3 days post-op, I walked 5.5 miles. And I did call the doctor, and I was like, I'm walking. And he said, I'm not surprised. He said, how do you feel? I said, fine, I feel great. And he said, okay, keep going. So I did. Just couldn't lift for a long time with this one. I haven't heard back from the physical therapist, but I'm supposed to be going 3 times a week. It'll obviously happen after the surgery, which is fine with me. And And until then, I'm just going to keep walking and doing my thing. And I do have little individual weights in the room, and then I've got bands as well that I can do too. But at the moment, I want my circulatory system to be in perfect shape. I can work on the muscles a little bit after when I'm back and in the gym and things like that. So anyway, I'm just so happy. And then Christopher and Lorraine Durham from the Downsize really encouraged me to tell you that I have a Substack. If you don't know what Substack is, go to substack.com, and then I'm health at any cost in there. And it is like a blog, podcast, video. It's a really casual, wonderful kind of way for people to talk to each other. I'm a much better writer than I am a YouTuber. So I think that what's going to happen is Substack is probably going to end up, I'll feed stuff over to YouTube from Substack, but Substack is probably going to be my major thing. Now, you can go for free, but I also take, so you can subscribe for free, but I also take subscriptions for pay because it will be so wonderful to be financially supported. I'm having a really tough time trying to get everything together. I have to move out in December. I don't have a job. So Substack is kind of my job at the moment. So anybody that can help would be great. If you don't, no problem. Just read my stuff. I don't mind. And then I'm also going to do podcasts, and I'm going to feed them over I'm going to feed them over here as well. So I'll probably read my blog posts, and then that will be the podcast so that you can listen to that if you want to while you're walking on the treadmill or doing the laundry or whatever. So here I am. I'm getting ready to walk to the store, even though the clouds are dark and threatening. I've got my umbrella. I'm going to go. I love you all. And I'm so happy that I only have 2 places that have to be cut on. Cheer for me. And yes, I am kicking ass with this ogre battle. I'm going to eat those ogres up as a nice princess in white glowing clothes. I'll explain that one day. Love you all. Have a beautiful afternoon. Bye.